What up, Super Fun Force? We got Beyblade X BX-04 Knightshield. And this is the starter booster that comes with the launcher, the ripcord launcher. So this one is, as you can see here, an attack type, or excuse me, defense type. And there's the character in the manga and the anime that's utilizing this Beyblade, and there are the parts right there. You got the 380 ratchet, so seems to be pretty common. I know that the 380 is on like the Dranzer, and I think it's also on the Scythe in the 3-pack. But again, they don't give us many options right now for the ratchets. But again, it's a 380, which means it has 3 prongs and then 80mm thickness. It's the tallest right now because the heights that are available are 60 and 80. I don't think there's anything shorter than 60. So we'll see how that plays out in the future. And then finally, you got the needle, which is N. So we'll go ahead and open this up now. And there's the ratings for it right there for record, in case I don't keep the box. And otherwise, everything else is standard. Okay, let's give this an open. Looks like it's gonna open. I guess I'm just gonna rip this. I forgot there's a tape down there, but there you go. Oh, I guess I didn't have to rip it. Okay, so there we go. We get to see a little bit more of it, how it was before with the previous Beyblades in this, kind of pyramid, half pyramid, triangle, angle shape. And voila! All right, interesting to see my first Beyblade Booster X, or Beyblade X Booster unboxing. Got the ripcord kind of curved over there. So that's gonna be something you're gonna have to flatten out. And it sounds like a nice dark emerald green, it looks like. Kind of all stuck in there. Ooh, looks like the blade came out already. And yep, let's get this stuff out. So is this also sealed in the plastic? I wonder. Okay, yep, I guess so. So we're gonna start by pulling out the ripcord. Obviously, you're gonna have to, give this some time. Got to bend it, maybe put it in hot water. This is what you usually do with some, plastic action figures, or heat it up a little bit. Be careful not to, melt it or ruin it. But you might be able to, again, dip it in hot water and then bend it back so that it straightens out. So that's a little tip there. And then here's a small launcher, which looks pretty clean. It looks like, the thing about the Beyblade X, it looks more like techie. It looks more like smart device era. It doesn't look as like, fantasy and stuff like that. I guess you could say it might have a slight sci-fi-ishness to it, but yeah, that's kind of cool. So that is the current world of the gear sports. There is the needle. So we'll just grab a look at that. So needle, basically, this has been used in a lot of Beyblades before. Last time we start to see it come out in metal. For example, this tip is on, like, in Dynamite Battle, it's on the Quattro driver in metal form, which probably makes it better. It'll be interesting to see if they ever are able to adapt and use metal on the bits and even on the ratchet. So I don't know if that would change things too much, but here's the ratchet. I like the color. It's like a off green. It's not like a standard green like this is. This is kind of bright. This is a little bit of a difference. I think it matches. Oh yeah, no, see, and then this looks like more like a yellowish green. And here's the blade. So here we go. We got a, again, full metal blade. This is the one that kind of curves a little bit with a lot of like edges to it. And then I like the knight motif. Again, looks very like retro American cartoon, but it got the Beyblade X on there, and then the right spinning arrow. And yeah, pretty cool, man. Again, I'm not really gonna weigh any of these right now. I'm just gonna kind of go through them. And then maybe when I start doing some more competitive stuff, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this looks nice. I just want to kind of go over them really quick and assemble them, and then maybe give them a quick launch. So got it on there. Click that into place. Just drop this, and then this will be my first time launching with the actual Beyblade X Now they call it actually a winder launcher. So not even, well, I guess technically still a ripcord, but we should refer to this now as a winder launcher as it's printed there officially. Nice thing about this is it does have, let's see, does it have dual spin? Oh no, interesting. Interesting. So it does say in right here. You guys can see right there in the gleaming light. And then there's obviously like a key shape so you know to put it in a specific way. But it's only unidirectional. So this means that in the future, you know, they don't have any left spinners now, but in the future, it, you know, probably would cost them more to make these all dual spin. But in the future, they're gonna give us, I'm sure, a left spin launcher, which kind of sucks because you gotta carry an additional one until they eventually give us a dual spin winder launcher. Now that's something I didn't check in my other video with the starter dash set, if that one was also only right spin. I believe it was. I don't know if there was a mode change. I'm gonna check after this video, but if yeah, if anything, it might just be a right spinner. All right, so interesting here. One thing I will say about the winder launcher is that there's no way to change the opening, so it's gonna always be vertical, so you have to basically put your finger in this way. You can't flatten it the other way. That might have been better to also let you choose this way. I think I would have preferred it like this. Unfortunately, we have it like that. And I guess, like I was mentioning before, a lot of people have said, you know, in my dash set review unboxing that these are stronger than the string launchers. They probably are. That's why I liked using the sword launchers in GT and Dynamite Battle, you know, Excalibur and stuff like that, because they're generally a lot stronger. But they can wear down, right? The gears here can kind of start to break, so that's kind of unfortunate. We'll see how that works over time here. But let me just do regular launch. Yeah, these ones actually feel like they have a heavier pull compared to, you know, even the Pro Series launchers, if you guys are familiar with. This is about the same size as a Pro Series launcher from Hasbro, just maybe a little bit bigger. So that's the thing with Needle. Needle doesn't, to me, I never thought it to be such a good stamina because it, as you can see, eventually tips over. And with the height, this might not be a good combo. So stock-wise, I think I would maybe do this one. I don't know, this one has a curved blade, so it might actually be okay to like, as you can see, defend from an angle. But I don't know if it's better to keep it lower, because then that way, if I give it a 60 ratchet, it would be able to absorb more impact from the actual blade. Whereas if you're putting on an 80, that means a lower Beyblade can strike you from underneath and hit your ratchet instead of hitting your blade. But that's it. As I said before, they're all going to spin the same. They're just going to all be silver. They're not going to have a cool like mixed color palette that like a Burst Series DB or GT or anything like that would have, because you can't like change the core out. It's just going to be whatever's in the middle, and then the outer is always going to be silver. But still looks really nice. I like this green color. This is the original one, and that is Knightshield, guys. Let me know already if you guys have been making some cool combos with it, what you like about Knightshield. And obviously they already announced a Knight Lance, so I don't know if that makes this one already obsolete, sadly. I mean, obviously Beyblade always evolves their bays. You know, we've seen it, you know, Valkyrie, Spriggan, but you know, usually you get some iterations that are still good in the earlier stages, or at least within their series. But to you know, already evolve Knight Lance over Knightshield, like literally one release later, it makes me wonder if this is still going to be any good, you know, or maybe they'll obviously each have their own specific purpose, you know, so we'll see how that works out. The good news is if you're playing a, you know, WBBA or the new, whatever I forgot their new league is, their official league, you can technically, if you like the Knightshield Beyblade, you like the character, that means you can use a Knightshield and a Knight Lance on your 3G team, and eventually even, you know, your 5G or whatever. So that's always good in that regard. And they're both, again, different. So I'm sure there'll be something, you know, advantageous to using this, but in a way I still feel like they already, you know, superseded poor Knightshield. But there you go. It still is a great bay to have. And again, you know, depending on how the story pans out, maybe it'll be one of my favorite bays and characters, so it'll be cool to have, you know, a Knightshield, different colors, Knight Lance, and all that. All right, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And don't forget, keep your faith safe, pray, spread that love, be positive, be thankful. Coming back at you. Peace.